Hello, it's Lisa again. We're taking a deep dive into the wealth mindset, and this is part 2. Part 2 of what? The top 8 things that you need to stop doing right now if you want to unlock your wealth journey. So, number 2. This one kills me. You have to stop thinking everything is easy. Oh my goodness. Social media exhausts me. Yes, this will be posted to social media, but social media is exhausting. You know why? Everybody with their pictures of the great restaurants they went to and their pretty plates and their expensive things that they bought for themselves and their fly cars and way too expensive homes and cars. We're in a society that thinks that this comes easy. We're in a society of entitled folks that think wealth is just supposed to rain down. That's not how it works. Guess what? If it was easy, everyone would be rich. But you know what you're seeing in these times? The wealth gap is the biggest it's ever been. The top are getting richer. The middle class disappearing. The poor, poorer. Why is that? Is it because getting wealthy is easy? It's easy for the rich folks. It's easy for them to get even more wealth than they currently have. People like you and I, even if you are a little bit wealthy, you're not as wealthy as those individuals. Nowadays, it takes $2.4 million to be the equivalent of a millionaire at $1 million. Times have changed. We have to change with the times. I know it gets confusing when you have all of these people with the get rich quick schemes and the people who, I can monetize social media and do all of these things. Believe me, it's a lot more to it than what they're telling you. What people are doing they're selling you the information and making you believe that if you just buy my information, voila, you're going to be rich. Voila, you're going to make all this extra money. Here we are in a hustle society right now. People can no longer get the incomes that they used to get off of their one job. And that one job had good benefits. I know, I had a good job. I was a director. I got 48 vacation days a year. That is the only thing I miss about my job, okay? But I jumped into entrepreneurship 21 years ago because I understood that I probably wasn't going to get rich from a job. I think that is generally accepted. But what should not be generally accepted is that when you just jump out here and you start your own business, it's going to be easy because now I have my own business. I'm going to make all of this money and all of these clients are going to come running. 20 years of doing this, I can tell you that is not how it works. So, in order for you to just deal with reality and figure out what you're going to have to do to make those dreams a reality, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. See, understand, I'm not a person that's going to sugarcoat this for you. I'm not going to sit up here and convince you that by listening to my videos, you're going to become rich. What I am telling you is through listening to what I'm saying, that I'm going to help you isolate the things that you can do that will make a difference. One of the sacrifices that you're going to have to make, because this is not easy, you're going to have to sacrifice time. Yes, more valuable, precious time is going to have to be sacrificed. Because in order for you to build anything that, by your estimations, is going to bring all of this money in, that's going to make you a millionaire. You think that that's easy? You think that that's not going to take a lot of time to do? Yeah, and you're going to have to sacrifice things that you don't want to sacrifice. The times hanging out with buddies and friends. The time that you're sitting up watching TV. If you're like me, the time that you play the games on your iPad. I had to give that up. And sacrifice a good amount of that to have more time to put effort into the things that I wanted to achieve. So time has to be sacrificed. Money has to be sacrificed. Yeah, money. So the money that you're spending on all those expensive items, the money that you're spending doing too much drinking on the weekends, okay? The money that you're spending doing whatever your vice is. We're all allowed one, okay? Shopping, whatever it is. Figure out what that is and figure out how to dial it back, because you're going to need more of that money to be directed into the things that you need to accomplish. I will tell you this from personal experience. It took a lot of missteps for me to get to where I got to. I didn't put the proper money in to maybe get the proper help, to not experiment with all these different solutions that all of these different people were telling me I needed. I wasted thousands of dollars trying different things because I just didn't know what the answer was. And perhaps maybe I should have took that money and invested in someone who knew what I needed to do. Invest in a professional. And I understand that that's difficult when you have a small business. The thought of another position, the thought of more payroll, oh my goodness, that can be overwhelming, and I understand that. But sometimes that is, believe it or not, the cheaper route. Even if you have to hire a short-term consultant, even if you have to go to a college campus and go to the school of business and offer an internship for a bright young college student that is learning the best of the best current techniques. If there's a will, there's a way. And so you have to sacrifice money to afford the things that are going to be needed to get you where you're trying to go. Sometimes just trying to do it all yourself because you think, oh, that's easy. It's not easy. And because it's not easy, you'll find yourself wasting money. So that's another sacrifice. There's so many different sacrifices that I would love to tell you that you're not going to have to make. But I will tell you this. One of my old bosses, before I got into entrepreneurship, said something to me. He said, Lisa, if you want something done, put a body on it. And I'm like, oh, well, heck, you need to get me a bigger budget so I can hire more people so I can put more bodies on it. Because right now I'm the only body, me and my assistant, to put on it. So I had to get creative to figure out how to get more help to get more things done. And so chances are that's what you're going to need to do. The other thing that you're going to have to sacrifice. Yeah, I'm rolling my eyes because I know a lot of you guys aren't going to want to be honest about this. Who is wasting your energy? You're going to have to sacrifice them folks. Them folks that are negative. Them folks that every time you make the mistake of telling them all the great things you're doing, they have nothing but bad things to say. Shed it. Stop talking to them. Stop surrounding yourself with them. Unfortunately, what tends to happen is as we elevate, we have to cut people off. And that's a hard thing to do because some of these people, man, they just think they're supposed to go everywhere with you. MC Hammer comes to mind, right? Remember MC Hammer had a whole big crew that he took with him, right? Because he didn't want to let nobody go. And guess what? He went broke. He lost like $50 million or some obscene number trying to carry everyone with him. You can't do it and make it. What you can do is keep a few tight core of people around you. Make it And then it's very easy to spend the money to bring as many people up as you want to. But if you think that you can tug all of those people along with you and think that you're not going to be slowed down, you are so very wrong. So here it is. Lisa's not sugarcoating it for you. You're going to have to make those sacrifices sometimes of even close people. It doesn't mean you don't love them. You just love them from a distance. Okay? And one of the other things that we have to sacrifice is we have to sacrifice the BS in our lives. You know what BS I'm talking about because it's unique for you. Every person has their own little piece of BS they have to let go. Whether it's their own personal drama or it's drama that other people are bringing to them. You got to let that mess go because you don't have energy or time for that. The other thing that you have to stop thinking is easy is long-term driving and endurance. A marathon. You know why most people don't run marathons? Because they're hard as hell. And it takes a lot of endurance. And I'm sure if you talk to a person who's ever run a marathon, you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you when you get to that last mile or two, whether it's a 1K, 5K, 10K, it doesn't matter. When you get to that last stretch, you're going to feel like your legs are about to fall off. You're going to feel like you can't go on any further. You got to dig down deep. Somewhere in you that says, I don't have any quit in me. I'm not going to stop. Wherever you have to dig in and find that from, you got to find it to finish. And at the end of the day, if you don't finish the marathon, guess what? It feels like a waste. Yes, you made some distance. Yeah, you made some progress. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't finish, you're going to beat yourself up. And guess what? Most people won't even try to run that marathon again. They're done because they can't suffer the defeat. They can't stop beating themselves up for not finishing. But the people who understand that this is not easy, and I'm going to have to keep plugging, and I'm going to have to practice and work and practice and work, those are the people that finish the marathon. You have to ask yourself, are you one of those people who can finish the marathon? Don't think it's easy, because it's not.